Malik McClain, Arizona State University, wide receiver, and you are now watching the Draft Club.
Look at that. All right, Jeff. It's your turn, big dog.
Jeff Sims, quarterback, Arizona State, and you're now watching the Draft Club.
Look at these guys. ASU has got professionals. They all know how to handle this. And listen, they said they flipped a coin to come do this interview, but they both raced to the seat. So they offered up to do the interview together, and that's what we're doing. So guys, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make each of you ask each other a question, okay? So Jeff, you're up first. You're the quarterback. You're asking the question first. What's your first question? Go ahead.
What was your favorite moment from the season this year?
My favorite moment, probably Iowa State. I think Iowa State because it was, it was like a close game until we all got into our minds like we not losing. Mm. And you could feel like the camaraderie of the team and everybody making a play just to push everybody forward. So I feel like that was a good game. And it was like weird. It was like it started hailing. You remember? Like it started hailing, it started raining. It was just weird. So it's one of those games that you won't forget.
Was there a moment that you felt like you guys all locked in? Because you talked about looking around and just thinking like, yeah, we're not losing this game. What was that moment?
It was two. First was his long touchdown. That was lit. I know, like he's running, I'm looking at the sideline, everybody on the sideline turned, and then I'm running behind him, and then another one was when Skrill came to the huddle, and he said some words and some motivational words.
Yeah.
He was like, basically, we're not losing.
I like that. What do you remember about that run?
It was crazy because I had hit the gap and I seen Max blow somebody up. Like he just moved Buddy out the way. And as soon as I seen that, all I seen was grass, and I was like, nobody finna catch me right now. So I just ran, and felt good going into that end zone. My mom was the first person I seen, right next to my dad. So it was good.
Take it to mom's. Take it to the crib.
Yeah.
Just green grass.
Take it to Duval, man.
That's always what you want to see. All right, what's your question to Jeff? Now, you get one question.
What was your favorite play this year?
I would say Duke. We played Duke. And I got to throw my dog a touchdown, man. Talking about Malik, threw him a touchdown. That was my favorite play. Because we were talking about it all season. It was like, man, we score a touchdown together, we're going to go crazy. Threw him that touchdown, I went insane. That was my favorite part.
Did y'all dance at after that touchdown?
Nah, we was just hyped. We was lit. We was lit.
What do you remember about that play?
It was a ball. Like, we worked it different, like, the whole week leading up. And I kind of freestyled it, like, in the moment.
He did. In the
moment. I really freestyled it in the moment.
And I seen it as he was doing it. I was like, all right.
What did he do? What did he do? What did he freestyle?
He was supposed to, like, tempo and fake block, but he kind of just freestyled. I seen it. I was like, he finna run a route.
Yeah.
He like, ran a route. So I'm coming off the fake. I said, I got to put this on him.
Like, right now, yeah. And I look, touchdown.
What made you do that, though? You just knew you
just
had him?
Just the moment.
Yeah, spirit. Like,
you just felt like you had him and you were going for it. I like that you both remember different things about the plays, though. All right, talk to me about ASU, guys, okay? Because you've been, obviously, some been here longer than others. But what does it mean to play football at ASU? Because each guy's kind of answered that question differently. So I'll let you go first, Malik.
Arizona State was, it was a home away from home for me. I haven't been nowhere out west, and I didn't know nobody out here, like, not just at Arizona State, but just in the city, And, like, when I came, we kind of all hit the city at the same time, on our first day. And it was special. That's what drew us in. Just the people are in the building, all the coaches, you could talk to them. Everybody on the team, everybody comes from a different walk of life. And everybody got their own struggles or, just story. Mm-hmm. And it's just so crazy how we all met up here at this time, in this moment, with together. So it was just so cool to just go through that with my teammates.
Be part of a brotherhood. That's what you guys have all talked about. Same question for you, Jeff. What does it mean to be an ASU Sun Devil? Like, when you come back here at some point in your life, what do you want people to remember about this time?
Just how close we was. Like, we was truly a family. Most of us got here, we was all here for 2-3 years, and you couldn't tell us that we weren't together our whole lives, So just that we was a family, and really nothing could break us. Like, any moment that we was in, we just kind of came together. We battled through adversity. We battled through anything that we went through together. And I think that was the biggest thing about this team.
I love asking guys this question about themselves, but I think I'm going to enjoy this even more because you're each going to do it for each other, okay? And that is, at the Draft Network, we write up scouting reports about you guys, right? So instead of doing it about yourself, I want you to do it about the opposite player, right? Okay. So Malik, I want you to give me the scouting report on Jeff. If you were writing up a scouting report on his best traits, what are his best traits?
On the field or off the field?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Because it matters for QBs a lot off the field.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it does. And I think he's a very personal person, like personality-wise. And I feel like as a QB, you know, as a receiver, that relationship is big. And not even just a receiver, just the whole team, you know. And he's like good friends with the whole team, like not just us or the running back or the O-line, like everybody be calling Jeff like, oh, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my dog. Like, oh, Jeff, yeah, that's my dog. You know, and that's huge though, because, you know, they play for him and he gonna play for them. So I feel like as a quarterback, you know, that's the number one. And then the other thing I think is he has great perseverance. You know, it's not a lot that he can't say, or you can say to him that he hasn't heard, done, you know, like, bro, like, oh, I got a bad play, or like, bro, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I know. Like, he can relate to a lot of people and different from all the way to the top to the bottom. And, you know, I feel like that relatableness is huge.
Huge. Good leader, relatable. Those are all good things to hear from your teammate. Pretty fun to hear it right next to you. All right, do the same thing for your boy over here. What's the scouting report look like?
You know, Malik a unique person. You know, he gonna be the guy that come in and lift everybody's spirits, you know, and he just come to work. Like, that's what you always want to see in a receiver. Like, I remember when we first got here, he was always hitting me up, let's go throw, let's go catch. You want to go over this, let's go over that. And, you know, we both knew. I barely know anything either, but we learning together, you know. And that kind of hunger, it just build relationships, you know. And he's like a guy that everybody can count on. Like, I remember one time, everybody was going around the locker room, like, if you ever had a flat tire, like, who would you call? People were saying Malik, you know. Like, Malik was one of the top answers. And he's just one of those guys that's going to show up, and he's going to be the guy that you need him to be.
Reliable. Yeah. You guys, these are pretty good compliments from teammates. I like that this interview ended up happening this way because it gave me a unique way to end my day here at ASU. But I want you guys to end with this. What is the thing that Kenny Dillingham, Coach Dillingham, taught you or said to you that was the most impactful that you're going to take into your pro career? Malik, I'm going to let you go first.
It's just going to sound cliche because we hear it all the time, but I think the good person, I feel like that's so, he literally just has to be a good person. And it's not crazy. It's not like very deep. It's as deep as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, you know, just being a good person, I think off the field has like changed me as a person, you know, just having integrity as a person, being honest with people. Like, and it's both ways. Like, it's not me hating on you. It's like, okay, if I feel some way, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Or if I feel this way, I'm gonna show, like, I'm gonna have integrity about my personality and how I feel. And that's also being a good person. Yeah. You know, you're not hiding nothing from nobody. You know, so that spoke to me as.
I hope you guys know how unique that is to hear from a football coach, right? The first thing that I hear from football coaches is very rarely be a good person, the first thing. And that's something that literally every guy has said about Coach. So that's pretty cool to hear. Jeff, same question for you. What's one thing that you're going to carry into your pro career or something that really stuck out to you?
It's crazy. I was going to say the same thing everybody else said. But since they already said it, I'm going to change my answer to something that helped me out since I've been here. And it was, don't be afraid of the checkdowns for me.
Ooh, yeah.
Because my whole career, I've always been like, the guy that would try to go out there and make a play every play. Yeah. And sometimes that would get me in bad situations. Mm-hmm. So being here, he was like, Jeff, you don't have to be a superhero. Like, just go out there, throw it to the open guy. If he's not there, take the check down. And I would just see myself just taking 5-yard hitches and stuff like that and getting into 3rd and short, and we just driving down the field. I'm like, man, it's this simple. He was like, good football is boring. And
Yeah.
that's what I learned. I was like, well, I'm gonna be bored out here, but I'm gonna have some fun winning while I'm bored.
Right.
So yeah.
He's not wrong. Good advice. That's Tom Brady was really good.
Yeah, exactly.
At hitting the 5 to 7 yards that aren't the splashy plays, but it's the stuff that gets it done. All right, guys. Last thing from me for you guys, looking at the camera. Final message, maybe shout out to somebody, whatever you want to say. It's your moment. You, the audience. I'll let you go first, Malik.
I want to say shout out to my family. Y'all have been my rock, my solid, my foundation. You know, shout out to my coaches who are from Little League all the way up, from Lightning football to, you know what I'm saying, to my Tennessee Titans. You know, to my dad being my middle school coach. Let's say thank y'all. You know, I wouldn't be here without y'all. And I owe it to y'all for real.
Great message. Great message. Jeff, same thing. Looking at the camera, just give a shout out, say thank you, whatever you want to do to end the interview.
I want to shout out to all my supporters and all my doubters, you know, and most importantly, the Fab Four, man, my mom, my dad, my little brother. They got me through a lot, and I know they forever be with me, so shout out to y'all. And it's only the beginning.
All right, guys, forks up. That's the last part of Pro Day. Thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you guys soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.